Hey guys, Akhtar here from Reaching Excellence, back in London, and in this video I'm going to be answering a question that I've had loads and loads of people ask me, and a lot of people inside my academy have been asking me this, which is, what type of businesses should I be looking to buy? Now, for those of you watching this video, I'm going to give you a checklist of what to go through, step-by-step checklist. So I want you to stay through to the very, very end so I can give you that so you have a blueprint of what to go do. In fact, you might even want to go and get a pen and paper and take some notes, because once you've got this checklist in place, it's going to allow you to go out, look for businesses, feel comfortable enough and confident enough to buy those businesses that will generate you 6 or 7 figures. And also, if you've been watching my previous videos, then you'll know I will teach you how to go and structure those deals little to no money down. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years. I have been in property for 20 years. I've built a multi-million-pound portfolio, done over 208 deals. I have also been buying and building a portfolio of M&A businesses with my business partner, Elliot, for the last 3 years. I'm the author of the Code Reaching Excellence, and I'm the founder of the Reaching Excellence Wealth Academy. Now, it's my mission to help every man, everyone who wants to go out and seriously build wealth through buying businesses, perhaps also investing in property, so you can go out and live your dream, because time is precious, life is precious. I don't buy into the hustle and grind and being stressed out and overwhelmed as an entrepreneur anymore. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, don't want it anymore. Buying M&A businesses is the fastest way to build wealth and live your dream. So, one thing you might be wondering is, why am I shooting this video? Well, when I first started out looking at businesses to buy, I was quite daunted by the idea of, what do I buy? What should I buy? What if I don't get it? What if I don't understand it? What if I make a mistake? It's quite an overwhelming and daunting thing to think about, and it can actually stop you. It can kind of give you that analysis paralysis when you've got too many questions in your head, too many what ifs. And it's a question that I get asked a lot by people inside my academy, and lots of messages I've been getting since I've been putting these types of videos out. So I want to answer that for you, so you know what to do, what to look for, how to find the right kind of businesses for you, so you can move forwards and actually start getting some deals under your belt, okay? So look, let's keep it simple. This is really what I think you need to do. You need to look for simple, service-based businesses that you understand, something that you can get a concept of, something that you understand where the demand is, something that you understand the industry. It doesn't have to be complicated, okay? Keep it super simple. And I tend to go for simple service-based businesses that are in an industry that I understand. So I look at things that are property related. This is why I've got involved in scaffolding. I'm looking at property management companies. I'm even looking at property maintenance companies, because I understand the industry. I understand the demands. I understand it because of my previous experiences with those types of businesses. So keeping it simple is what you really want to be doing, okay? So if you've already got a business, then what you want to be looking for is something like the same type of business, but perhaps a different location. It could be a different country, different town, different location. And that gives you the opportunity to grow by acquisition. So if you've got an existing business somewhere, you decide that you want to expand, you want to go to another town, then that's something that you can do. So look for the same type of business. So as well as buying property related businesses, I actually have bought other property portfolios that are held in limited companies and structured those deals the same way. That allows me to grow my existing property portfolio, but the bolt-on property businesses that I have are supportive. So we sometimes use scaffolding in our own businesses. So when we've got our own scaffolding company, it's easy. We can get our own quotes in, own company in, and it becomes an intercompany transaction. It just means that profits are shared. We can keep the costs down. It works really well. So keep it simple. Maybe the first thing you want to do is look for the same type of business. Second thing you want to consider is a bolt-on business. And again, as I've mentioned this previously in some of my previous videos, scaffolding is a bolt-on to my existing property business. Property management is a bolt-on. I can acquire that property management company, then put my property portfolio in it to manage, okay? A property maintenance company, that'd be a nice bolt-on, because I've got lots of maintenance to do with my existing portfolio. This is the kind of stuff that you want to be looking at. What can you bolt on that would be a complementary business to your existing business? And one of the things that happens when you do that is, once you start to have complementary businesses, if you grow a group of complementary business, or you've got a group of the same businesses, you start to get economies of scale. You also will trust your own business more than anyone else. So for example, say with my property portfolio, having a property management company that we own, I've got trust and confidence that it's going to get done properly, things are going to be done well, and I don't have some of the headaches that we might have if you're using another business, because it's your own business, okay? So one of the things that you could do is, once you start to form a group of companies, if you've got multiples of the same business, you've got economies of scale. If you've got 3 or 4 businesses, you don't need 3 or 4 accountants. If you've got one person in one of the business that's a really great manager, you can promote them to become area manager and oversee the businesses. You then have to, you can then share the resources, and that can bring the cost down and increase the profits. So economies of scale is a really good thing. we're starting to form a group of 4 scaffolding companies, and where we have got those 4 scaffolding companies, one of those companies now is at max capacity, it can't take on any more work. We can now feed into the other businesses, and when that gets to the point where it's maxed out, we can feed into the other businesses. And again, we can share resources. If if a truck goes down or we need equipment, we can borrow it from those companies to make sure we can get things done. So this is one of the things that's really advantageous, okay? Now you might be thinking, okay, Akhtar, what if I don't have a business? What do I do then? Well, the thing you got to ask yourself is what is the knowledge that you've got? What is the experience that you've got? What do you have an understanding of operationally? So I recently had a conversation with somebody who I met at a networking event. She was a doctor, and started telling her about what we do, and obviously telling her about what we do in terms of the mastermind and how we teach people to buy businesses. You said, well, look, it sounds all great, but I don't know what I would do. I said, well, look, you're a doctor. There's got to be something in your industry that you understand. It might be medical supplies. It might be medical equipment. There's going to be something that you have an understanding of that you can utilize. So just go back and think of like some of the previous jobs you might have had, industries that you've worked in that you understand, and there may be a business that's associated to that or supplies that particular industry or that particular sector that you can go into. So there's no point like going on a steep learning curve and trying to learn a whole new industry or sector or something that you don't understand. Stick with what you know. It comes back to what I said in the beginning. Keep it super simple. Keep it to something that you understand, something you've got a concept of, something you know a little bit about, something that you understand the operations of, and that's going to make it really easy for you. So just think about what kind of industries that you've worked in before, okay? The second thing is, what kind of industries or what kind of sectors have you had experience of operating in? So have you had some management experience before in a particular environment? Have you worked in a particular sector? What is it that you've done before that you could go out and replicate because you understand the industry, you understand the business? That's one of the things that you could do. Now, for me, growing up, my family had lots of fast food restaurants. Now, I'm not advising this. I don't like fast food. I don't want to, I enjoy eating fast food. I wouldn't want to be in the fast food industry. It's just very competitive, a little bit unsociable, lots of staffing issues. It's not for me, okay? But I had that experience, and that's something I could have capitalized on if I wanted to. In a previous life, I used to restore classic cars, so I understand a bit about the motor trade, hence why we've looked at tire shops. We understand a little bit about that particular industry. Obviously, property more recently, so we look at property stuff. So just have a look at the kind of stuff that you've been in before, what experience you've had in, and that's going to help you, okay? Now, one of the things that you can do is just bear in mind, you can learn a new sector quite easily, especially if it's a simple service-based business. I didn't know much about scaffolding. I still don't know how to price a scaffolding job up. We have a manager that does that. If I wanted to go and ask him, I could go and ask him. Okay, there's a formula that they use. I don't know how to put the scaffolding together, but if I wanted to, I could go and learn that. So it's just about understanding and having a high-level overview of the business and how it works, and then you can drop down into the specific tasks or the specific roles that people need to do to make that business work and run like a Swiss watch. That's the kind of important thing that you need to do. Now, one of the things I want to say is this, okay? Yes, you can go and learn this stuff, but don't make assumptions about how easy something can be. Don't make assumptions that it's going to be all easy, okay? When it comes to doing these deals, one of the things that I say is, yes, you need to look at the numbers, you need to look at the deal and everything else, but spend time looking at the operation, looking at the reality of what it's like to run that business on a day-to-day basis. One of the things that you can do is go and actually spend time with the business owner and say, look, I'm seriously interested in this business. Can I come in for a day or two? Can we just come and see how the operations work? Can I come and shadow you for a few days to get an understanding of what the business is like before you commit to buying it? Now, I just want to tell you something that me and my business partner did. A few years ago, we bought a distressed hotel. And we just thought, okay, it's a hotel, it's got 24 bedrooms, it's like running a big HMO, how hard can it be? Well, the hotel also had a restaurant with it and a gymnasium complex. Yes, we got the rooms managed and rented out quite quickly, that part was easy, but we'd never really run a restaurant before. Although I've got experience from fast food from my family, it was a bit of a nightmare. And also we never run a gym before. So there was a lot of things that we had to do. It was a steep learning curve. There was lots of problems that we didn't anticipate, we had to deal with. Now, in the end, it all came good, but it just took time. It was a learning curve. And again, a lot of that stuff could have been preempted. Now, this particular hotel that we bought had actually gone bankrupt, so we couldn't go in there beforehand. But if you can go in beforehand, go and sit with the business owner, go spend a week with them, go shadow them. If it's a business you're seriously interested in, go and spend that time with them to just get understanding of the operations and what needs to be done, okay? So those are my kind of tips that I think you should look at when it comes to looking at businesses that you can go and buy. And I would just want to kind of put this out there. I would not buy a business that I didn't understand, okay? I would not buy a business that I didn't understand. I wouldn't get into something that was like software IT related because I just don't understand it. Med tech, anything like that, or biotech, I wouldn't do that. I've got a friend who's got a biotech company. he knows the ins and outs. And there's lots of complicated bits and pieces they do, and they've got labs and this technician and that technician. I don't know how it works. It's not my field of expertise, okay? And remember, you're not here to go and form a new career and a skill set to get into a business or an industry that you don't understand. You're not trying to create a career here. What we're trying to do here is buy assets and businesses that can be run almost hands-off, that generate you a 6 and 7 figure income, okay? The purpose of us doing this is so that we can build wealth to go and live our dream. Unless it's something you really want to do, unless you want to create yourself a job, unless it's an industry or something that you've got passion about and it's like, close to your heart, then don't. It doesn't matter. I have no passion whatsoever for scaffolding. I don't really care about it. I just like the numbers. I like the business. I like how it works. I just have no passion for it at all. Even like the things like the tie shops that we're looking at, okay? I've got no passion for it. They're businesses. What they do is they fund the lifestyle I want. And this is what you've got to remember, okay? A business is not your end goal. A business is the vehicle to get you from where you are now to you living your best life. So you might as well do that in the simplest, easiest way possible by looking for simple service-based businesses, things that you can understand, things that are going to have a high demand, just something simple that people need, okay? And that's also recession-proof, also kind of COVID-proof, also like Amazon-proof. Amazon aren't going to start selling it and then all of a sudden you're going to be out of business, okay? This is the kind of stuff you want, because you want these as long-term cash cows that just pay you out decent money, okay? So this is the thing that you want to do, okay? And if you go through this checklist, this is going to allow you to find the right kind of businesses that you understand. So when I train people and people come inside my academy, this is the bit that takes a little bit of time, getting your head around what you could do, what you could look at, and then you just start going online and start discovering what businesses are out there that fit your criteria, fit your skill set, fit your previous knowledge and experience, and most importantly, that you feel comfortable with and confident with. So guys, there you have it, okay? Go put this stuff into practice, go look for those businesses, take your time, do the due diligence, but also make sure you feel comfortable with the business, the sector and the industry that you're in, so that you know that once you take the business over, if you've got people in there managing it, you can kind of work on the business rather than work in the business, and you've got a good understanding of how everything works. Should anything go wrong, you can remedy it and fix it and not be in a situation where you're pulling your hair out going, how do we do this, what do we do, who do we need to get involved, and have a big nightmare. Remember, it's all about living the dream, not living the nightmare. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. Please put your questions or comments in the comment section below. If you've got any ahas or anything you've learned from this video, again, put them in the comments and question section. If you want to kind of get closer to us and you want to find out and learn a bit more, then come and join our free Facebook group. There'll be a link underneath the video. If you want to go and watch our masterclass, we now have a masterclass available because people have been asking for it. Again, there'll be a link underneath the video. And at the end of that masterclass, you'll have the opportunity to book a strategy call with myself and my team. And that way, what we can do is go through that call. We can look at where you are now, where you want to be. And we can put a blueprint together, step-by-step blueprint, and give you some advice on what kind of sector to choose, what kind of industry to be in, and how to do the deal so you can move from your current situation to having a business that generates you 67 figure income, but more importantly, it's going to give you the lifestyle that you want, okay? So go ahead and do that. Guys, I hope you found this video useful. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.